man claiming to be strapped with explosives robs a local bank.
He showed them a device. Now, what that device was, don't know.
Now police are warning the public that this man is dangerous and that you can help.
Plus, an investigation into the stage collapse that hurt dozens of students in Anaheim. Find out what the school could have done to prevent this situation.
And celebrities turn out for Orange County's only professional golf tournament. We're live in Newport at the Toshiba Classic. Chapman News starts right now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Carly Danner.
And I'm Nikole Michalak. Thanks for tuning in. Police are searching for a man in Santa Ana after he threatened to, quote, blow up the building at a local bank yesterday morning. The robbery took place at a Chase branch on Main Street. The suspect walked into the bank and handed a teller a note demanding cash. He stated that he had an explosive device.
He showed them a device. Now, what that device was, some people said similar to an iPhone, some people said like an iPad. So there's different descriptions of what this device was. Don't know at this particular time.
Investigators describe him as a stocky black male, 6 feet 2 inches tall. He may be in his late 30s and was last seen driving away in a gray or silver four-door sedan with damage to the right rear passenger door. Santa Ana PD says to contact Orange County Crime Stopper with any information. No injuries were reported.
The southbound 57 freeway is now open after a car fire shut down several lanes yesterday. 3 lanes were closed at Tonner Canyon Road in Brea around 1 p.m. Thursday when a car lost its wheel. Brea PD said that sparks from the wheel lit nearby brush. Firefighters were able to control the flames after spreading uphill towards homes. No homes were threatened.
An investigation into the stage collapse that injured nearly 30 students at Servite High School. Officials apparently failed to submit a permit for rebuilding the stage, which could have prevented the accident. 250 students were jumping during the closing number of a rally when the stage extension platform gave away. Anaheim police say there was too much weight on the stage. 24 students were taken to the hospital with moderate injuries. They have been released since. The school plans to rebuild the stage with the help of an engineer. A suspect is on the loose after a high-speed chase in Garden Grove ended in officers fired shots yesterday. The shooting took place near Lampson Avenue and West 8th Street around 2:30 in the morning. The pursuit ended after the pickup truck crashed into a parked car and pole. According to authorities, no one was hit during the shooting. 3 men robbed the victim after he pulled over in front of a Taqueria de Anda. A backpack found on one suspect contained 2 weapons and another weapon was found in the vehicle. 2 suspects were arrested after they tried to flee. The 3rd suspect is still on the loose.
A new law regarding education will soon change how California school districts are funded and will give more control to local parents. Christina Hasenhorl has the story.
We need to do a really outstanding job of finding out what your needs are and what your concerns are to help us spend the money the right way.
Parents from Villa Fundamental Intermediate School in Santa Ana met with administrators from the Santa Ana Unified School District Wednesday night to voice their concerns and goals for their children's education. This meeting, one of 23 scheduled, is the first step toward implementing the local control funding formula, which was signed into law by Governor Brown last year. The Local Control Funding Formula, or LCFF, restructures how money is distributed through the state's school districts by restoring K-12 funding to pre-recession levels over time, increasing funding for high-need students, including low-income, English second language, and foster children, districts with at least 55% high-need students receiving 50% more funding, and requiring districts to engage the community and parents in spending and program decisions.
Santa Ana Unified School District is the largest school district in Orange County and one of the largest in the state. It also has a 91% population of high-need students, which means it will bring in an additional $37 million under LCFF.
This process is actually going to drive where the money goes, because in good budgeting, we should know what we're trying to accomplish before we actually allocate the funds. So this will determine where the money should go in terms of what's important to the community and then our budget should react to that.
On Wednesday night, most parents were concerned with increased access to technology, motivating students to attend college, and increased security on campuses.
Children in front of the school are fighting, and security does nothing.
Santa Ana Unified School District plans to prioritize and integrate parent suggestions over the course of 5 years. In Santa Ana, Christina Hasenorl, Chapman News.
There are 16 more parent and community input sessions scheduled through mid-April. Visit the Santa Ana Unified School District website for a full schedule.
College sophomore Katie Estrella joins us now live. Katie has maintained a very active lifestyle despite a horseback riding accident leaving her paralyzed from the belly button down nearly 10 years ago.
Katie, thank you so much for joining us. So what part of your life has been most affected by your accident?
I think the part of my life that has been most affected is being involved. So I was so involved prior to my accident with soccer, horseback riding, dance, and then there was that good year period after that I didn't know how to get back into those activities that I love so much. But now, being almost 10 years later, I'm back doing the things that I love, and I just learned how to do them differently.
So Katie, you're telling us that you're doing, like an active lifestyle, and I know that you're doing the Wings for Life run. Can you tell me more about the run and how you're preparing for it?
For the run, I will be dancing before with 2 other of my dance teammates, so that'll be around 2 a.m., which I know sounds early, but it'll be tons of fun. And then we're doing the run after. So I've done a 5K, but I've never done a run this far before, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm just super excited to be part of such a great cause for the Wings for Life, raising money for spinal cord injuries.
And you seem so strong. What has been your inspiration throughout this journey?
I think my inspiration has really been the family and friends that have been surrounded by me my whole life. After my injury, they didn't treat me any differently. It wasn't a pity thing that they did. They were always supporting me, strengthening me when I needed it, and that's really been the biggest inspiration overall.
You know what, Katie? It seems like you are a big inspiration yourself. Do you have any words of wisdom you could give for anybody else?
I would say everyone encounters obstacles, so no matter what it may be a physical obstacle, it may be an emotional, mental. Don't let that obstacle stop you from achieving your dreams, because everyone has a passion for something, and a simple obstacle shouldn't get in the way of that.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for joining us today, and best of luck in your run in May. A new bill will soon be making waves in the state assembly that could wipe out the SeaWorld experience as we know it. Assemblymember Richard Bloom called for an end to Shamu show and killer whale breeding at a press conference last week on the Santa Monica Pier. The bill is backed by animal activists in the scientific community, the director of the documentary Blackfish, and many former SeaWorld trainers. SeaWorld has fired back at Bloom, saying,
involved in anything that is trying to put SeaWorld out of business. That's not my goal. I think SeaWorld does a lot of great things, but I don't think it excuses the bad things that go on there. And I have to say that, if you're a captive orca, you're lucky to be at a SeaWorld park.
SeaWorld has fired back at Bloom, saying that he has partnered with, quote, extreme animal rights activists and states. We are reportedly committing to the health and well-being of our animals, and killer whales are no exception. San Diego currently has 10 killer whales. If the bill passes, the whales would live in sea pens just outside the park. Despite all the controversy, SeaWorld just posted record attendance the last 3 months of 2013.
And coming up, high temperatures bring unsafe conditions to local Southern Californian hikers.
And Alli Friedman tells us about the rising temperatures ahead. Alli?
That's right, ladies. Warm temperatures are above average, and a new study shows the downsides of the heat. I'll have more on this and your full forecast after the break. You're watching Chapman News, Orange County's news leader.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to De Niro. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy. high, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Michael Seard. Name's John Duber.
My name is Anthony Filiacci.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching Chapman News.
Welcome back. Runyon Canyon Park is known as a popular hiking destination with a gorgeous view of Los Angeles. But with temperatures rising, some say it may be dangerous for hikers in such hot and dry conditions. Last Sunday afternoon, a 53-year-old man died at Runyon Canyon Park in the Hollywood Hills. He suddenly collapsed while hiking on the western ridge of the trail and reportedly stopped breathing just before 2:30 p.m. Jenny Gittler, a nurse hiking the trail, performed CPR on the man just before the Los Angeles fire officials sent a rescue helicopter to help him. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Temperatures were at a high in the upper 80s last weekend, but it is unclear if the heat played a role in his death.
A new study released from NASA shows that our Earth's climate will continue to warm up throughout this century.
Alli Friedman is in our Weather Center with more on this. Alli?
Yeah, that's right, lady. NASA reports that the Earth is likely to experience 20% more warming in the next couple of decades. I'm going to step out of the way. Take a look at this video released from NASA and keep an eye on the time frame at the bottom right. This is the Earth's heating over the next century. And as you can see, the study also talked about in detail about how the Earth is more sensitive to greenhouse gas emissions causing this heat. Let's take a look at some of our temperatures that are actually contributing to this heat. We have 62 degrees in Las Vegas, 54 in Sacramento, 65 in Bakersfield, and as we move further south, 61 in Los Angeles, 65 also in San Diego. Let's take a look at some of our trends in today's weather. We have a high of 75, again, slightly above average, our average being 72 degrees. But take a look at this, our record being 88 degrees. We'll actually see some temperatures close to our record later this week, and I'll get to that in just a second. Again, our low, 52 degrees, again, slightly above average. Our average is 50 degrees. And again, wow, record low being 31 degrees. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Today we have a high of 75, a couple of clouds rolling in, low of 52. As we head into the weekend, beautiful sunny skies. Tomorrow, a high of 86, low of 56. And again, Sunday, looking at that record, 89 degrees, again, close to that record high, and a low of 56 degrees. And then as we head into next week, we will continue to have beautiful weather in low 80s to upper 70s and sunny skies. And for those surfers out there, we do have 3 to 4 foot swells. South winds, these will vary onshore throughout the morning. High tide also this morning. And there is an alert in Newport. This is where the smallest surf is actually happening, and this will not do surfers any favors. So if you are planning on going out to surf in this beautiful weather, stay away from Newport. Look for places with lower tides. Well, ladies, it is no surprise that the weather is beautiful. Upper 80s this weekend. Perfect beach weather. Anything got planned?
Well, you know, I may try out surfing for the first time. Sounds good.
Yeah, speaking of surfing, I'm going to take my stand-up paddleboard and maybe go to the beach. But thanks, Allie. After the break, we have a special edition of the Best Campus Sports Show with Alec Bochner. Alec?
Coming up, there's a new pro football team coming to Orange County, and we'll show you who's behind it. And Chapman football making their mark off the field. Plus, we have a live report from the Toshiba Classic. All next on the Best Campus Sports Show.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to De Niro. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my ties. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Michael Seard. Name's John Duber.
My name is Anthony Filiacci.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching Chapman News.
Hey, it's Paul Stanley, and I am watching the best campus sports show. It's the best because I said so.
And welcome back. It's that time again. This is the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Alec Bochner, and thanks for joining us. And when you're in Orange County, it's always golf season, so with that in mind, let's head to the links. Wes Rappaport joins us now live from Newport Beach Country Club, where celebrities took a few swings to raise some money. Wes?
Alec, good afternoon to you. A beautiful day here in Newport Beach this year, marking the 20th anniversary of the Toshiba Classic. And this week, the pros, not the only ones, swinging for a payday.
Another swing, another dollar. That's the idea behind the Toshiba Classic Skills Challenge. Now in its second year, the celebrity-filled event raises $50,000 for Hoag Hospital.
Just to be in a different environment, kind of out of our element, so to speak, but just to have fun and help to raise money for Hoag and different charities. That's what it's all about.
It's a wonderful charity, and the golf course is in tremendous shape, and everybody here in the community is really excited about the Toshiba, and so it's a big week.
Well, the goal is to raise money for charity, but the competition took an extra edge over a little bit of college pride.
This year's competition had a team of UCLA grads squaring off against a team representing USC. A little rivalry always keeps things interesting.
Just try to do the best you can. All these guys that out here swinging the club aren't used to doing that in a pressure situation, and I'm sure they were just trying not to mess up too badly, and somehow we won.
Anytime the Bruins can beat the Trojans, it's a good thing. We came out, we won, it was fun.
And Coach Donahue and the UCLA team excited to swing for a cause and give some money back to the community. $1 million each year donated to Hoag Hospital, most of that money benefiting diabetes research. And just announced this week, the Champions Tour and Toshiba announcing they've reached an agreement extending the tournament sponsorship through the year 2017. For now, that's the latest from here, live in Newport Beach. I'm Wes Rappaport, Chapman News. Alec, back to you.
Thanks, Wes. The tournament runs through Sunday. Lauren Roberts looking to defend his title. And if there's two pastimes that Americans love, it's rock and roll and football. And the rock band Kiss is kicking those two into high gear at the Honda Center, starting this spring with their new arena football team, the LA Kiss. This past Monday, Kiss joined team owners, coaches, and players for the team's first news conference at the Honda Center. Co-owners Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley calling the LA Kiss in-your-face football. They promise high-scoring games that will have their fans on their feet with a jam-packed experience arena football has never seen before.
We're going to make sure the NFL and all the other well-intentioned sports are going to be a snore compared to this.
Everybody in those seats is on the team. We can't win without those people.
During the conference, Stanley revealed the LA Kisses jerseys that he designed himself, as well as the players' flashy and fiery helmets. Look at those are nice. The team's captains were then brought out, and the topic of the conversation quickly moved from the glitz and glamour to the team's goals and expectations.
You know, I've been given the task to build this football team into a champion, and we don't look at it as an expansion team. We look at it as a team that's going to go out there and compete for a championship the first year we do this.
These guys did something tremendous this year, and at the end of this year, I think we might be hosting up a trophy this year, so we're going to see what happens.
And tickets go on sale tomorrow starting at $15, and fans can also purchase season tickets for just $99. The Kisses' first home game is on April 5th against the Portland Thunder. It's the offseason for Chapman football, but they still continue to make an impact on their fans. Off the field, the team is now trying to tackle leukemia and help with other bone marrow diseases. The Chapman University football team has partnered with Be the Match, a nonprofit organization associated with the National Marrow Donor Program. They teamed up and held a bone marrow registry drive on campus this past Wednesday. Be the Match employee and Chapman alum Paige Morrison spearheaded the event.
We thought that it would be a good way to get the entire school involved and to have a big voice like the football team to help us get that word out.
Morrison turned to Chapman with one particular patient right around the corner. 3-year-old Ben Teach was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia this past October. Ben came out to help the players participating in Be the Match's Get in the Game, which organizes bone marrow registry drives on college campuses.
The boys got to tour Chapman in the football field and met the football players and the coaches, so they've been excited to come here again, but just seeing the turnout is amazing.
Students filled out a series of waiver forms and submitted DNA cheek swabs to enter the largest and most diverse registry in the world. The team registered over 300 potential bone marrow donors at the event. And now let's take time to spotlight one Panther who has swam her way into the Chapman record books. Chapman University senior distance driver and swimmer Julie Case capped off another fantastic season at the 2014 Sky Swimming and Diving Championships as she broke 2 of her own school records in the freestyle. This earned Case a spot in the NCAA Division III National Championships. One of Chapman's most decorated swimmers of all time, Case finishes her career as the school record holder in 4 individual events and 2 relay events. This year, she took home all Sky Counters for the second year in a row and is tied for holding the most school records in Chapman history. And it looks like that will do it this week for the Best Campus Sports Show. Up next, we have Monica Petruzzelli with entertainment. Monica, what's happening in the entertainment world?
Thanks, Alec. Coming up, we have all the details from this year's Delta Queen pageant, plus an exclusive interview with Hunger Games star Willow Shields. You're watching Chapman News, Orange County's news leader.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to De Niro. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my ties. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Michael Seard. Name's John Dubert.
My name is Anthony Filiacci.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching Chapman News.
Welcome back to Chapman News. You know, Nikole, ever since I saw Miss Congeniality, I always wanted that spotlight in the pageant world.
I know how you feel, Carly. Sandra Bullock definitely made me want to flaunt a sash and crown. Monica, fill us in on who was Delta Queen's Miss Congeniality this year.
Thanks, Nikole. This Wednesday was Delta Tau Delta's annual philanthropy event, the Delta Queen pageant, where 16 women are judged based on their fundraising ability, a talent showcase, a personality walk, and a question and answer segment. But tonight is much more than a beauty pageant for some. Addie Vincent, representing Alpha Delta Phi, is the first transgender contestant to compete in Delta Queen.
Tonight meant making history. It meant making history for Chapman, Orange County, California, for my community and for my friends. It meant making a difference and letting people know that they can do anything.
Addie took home the title of Miss Congeniality, and the Delta Queen title went to Alexandria Kessinger. But each contestant left knowing that they helped raise over $50,000 for the Beck-Strand Cancer Association. This past Friday, Chapman students flooded the Student Union to see YouTube star Tyler Ward perform in an exclusive acoustic set. Our very own a cappella club, Soundcheck, opened the event. After the show, I got to talk to Tyler about his hopes as a musician.
The whole goal of what I'm trying to do as an independent musician is just to inspire people to go after what they're supposed to do in life. Because it's hard sometimes when people are like, you can't do this, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to get your 9 to 5, you're supposed to go to school and get a job right afterwards. And I'm just here to say that like you don't have to follow that model, and you can do and live your dreams.
Tyler will be touring all summer long with other YouTube musicians, so if you missed out this time, make sure to get out and see him when he comes through SoCal again in the beginning of June. Move over, Wicked. There's a new musical hoping to hit the stage. The 1990s mega movie hit, Pretty Woman, will be coming to Broadway just in time for its 25th anniversary. Pretty Woman tells the tale of a hooker with a heart of gold, searching for her fairy tale ending. The original director and screenwriter are both signed up to work on the project. With creative works underway, Pretty Woman is set to make its Broadway debut later this year. Take a trip to Walmart, see the Hunger Games star? That was the case for some lucky fans in Orange. Willow Shields, who plays Primrose Everdeen in the renowned Hunger Games franchise, signed autographs and took photos for the release of Catching Fire. Crowds lined up for the evening meet and greet, where Shields answered a few questions about the release and making of the film.
I think my favorite scene was in Catching Fire with me and Jen outside of the Victor's Village, just because it's kind of a breakthrough for my character, and you see kind of this slight role reversal between Katniss and Prim.
3.9 million DVD Blu-ray copies were sold within the first weekend of release after earning over $850 million worldwide at the box office. I thought she was great in the movie. What did you guys think?
I thought she was incredible. Such a great actress.
I totally agree. Log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Nikole Michalak.
And I'm Carly Danner. Keep prowling, Panthers.